Hello and welcome. My name is Shaiman. I'm part of the team here at Labasad. We are thrilled to have you join us today for this informative session with Toni, Amengual and Fiorenza, Pinna, co-directors of the online master in new documentary photography. During this session, Toni and Fiorenza will explain everything you need to know about the master's program, the curriculum, objectives, target audience, career opportunities, faculty, and much more. We are excited to share all the details with you and provide a clear understanding of what makes this program unique and perfectly suited for those passionate about photography. Before we begin, I'd like to share a little bit about our school. We are the only exclusively online design school that has a 100% live format. This gives students an in-person experience in an online format. This is how we guarantee such a unique, high-quality learning experience. Here are some case stats about Labasad. 94% of students recommend Labasad. More than 3,000 students have studied with us. More than 250 instructors are professionals currently working in their field. We welcome students from all around the world. We are very proud to have been featured in international media such as Creative Boom, It's Nice That, Design Boom, and recently Design. At Labasad, we help our students' projects go beyond the classroom, offering them opportunities for international recognition. This was the case for Vanessa Garcia, a student of the online master in strategic packaging design who won a gold in food and a silver in luxury goods at the prestigious Penta Award 2024 in London. What are the benefits of studying with Labasad? Here are some of them. All our instructors are currently working in their profession, all of them from around the world. We accompany our students throughout the program so they are never alone in their experience. Students can access different opportunities such as workshops, masterclass, group follow-up sessions, participation in awards, Labasad Live, networking, and more. The application period for our master program is now open. For more information, feel free to email us at info@labasad.com and also on our socials. And now I will leave you with Toni and Fiorenza so you can know them better.
Hello everyone and welcome to this informative session about the Master in New Documentary Photography, Labasad. I'm Fiorenza Pinna. I'm an independent curator, book designer and lecturer, and my focus is contemporary photography. I'm working in the field since 15 years, collaborating with the institution, festivals, schools, both in Italy and abroad. I'm a member of various juries and festivals, and I'm at the moment teaching, designing book and curating exhibition, and I'm really excited to start this new program with Labasad. I leave the word to Toni, that is the co-director with me and is a photographer and artist based in Barcelona.
Hi everybody, hi Fiore. I'm very happy to welcome you to this session. I'm a photographer and artist, as Fiore said, and I've been working as a documentary photographer for 20 years, and I developed a language that is working in the art field also. And I've been teaching also for 15 years and working in Labasad for the last 8 years. And I'm very excited to share with you all this program that Fiore and we have been working for a long time, putting together all the pieces and all the tools that we realized that a professional contemporary documentary photographer needs to have nowadays to be part of the market and the field we work in. So I think we can start with our presentation. Okay.
And this is yes, this is all the content that we're gonna talk about today, and we're gonna present you all the more than a photography master. So what makes this master so unique? Then we're gonna talk about the goals, what you'll achieve to reach master. We're gonna talk about the our teaching approach, so the learning by doing, Labasad philosophy. And then we're gonna talk about the candidates and requirements. So who is this program designed for? Who can apply to the program? And we're gonna tell you about the structure and the study plan, all the classes, and then we're gonna present you our fantastic team, going through all the instructors and subjects. And then we're gonna end with some inspiring examples from the past participants, and Toni is gonna present some of the best students' projects. And then we're gonna be open to any question and through all our informative medium.
Okay, so we are 100% sure that this master is more than a master, and it's one of its kind. We have been exploring and scouting the market for a year and getting to know what's online and not to copy or do things that are already being done and do something really unique. So we have more than instructors. That's our main one of our main points. So the master instructors, they are active photographers and artists that they are working in their everyday life in documentary photography industry. So they will share this reality. So it's not just about theory, but also working with people who is every day practicing and doing this job. We live in the present while we create the future. So one, as Chaima said before, we are online, but we are also on live, which means that we share the same time, the classes. We are not working on videos, although the classes are going to be recorded and you can check them afterwards. And if someday you cannot be at the right time in class, you can then check the video. But our practice and the methodology that we will explain later, it's about sharing in real time, so we can discuss, we can talk about the project and about the work we are developing. So then another very important point that we have been working very consistently is about the ecosystem, meaning that photography is a lonely exercise. We love to be alone, to take our photos and to be focused on what we really want to work in, and that's part of the job. But at the same time, we need to share our doubts. We need to put in common our work to be able to develop it. So in this master, you will find an ecosystem, that photo community that will help a lot our improvement. And I'm talking here about the teachers also, or instructors, that they, as I said, they are professionals, but also about the students. It's very interesting, and it's a very nice experience to realize how do we learn from each other, same teachers and students, because we share our knowledge and we share our intuitions on photography. And the last point of this is how to make photographs and living of it. I realized as a professional photographer that when I finished my studies, I knew a lot about history and about theory and about technique, but I didn't know about how to move in the market. And that was something that was tough to learn on my own, and which I did. But then I decided, and we told with Fiore, that it's very important when developing a program like that we teach not only photography and not only how to make better photographs, tell better stories, and how to put that together, but also learn that we need to live in a market and we need to make a profit on our work. So we have a special model just focus on that, because we think that's part of the knowledge that we need to achieve to become professional documentary photographers or professional artists. So we'll talk about that, but we are very proud also about this part, that it's more than photography, that we're going to be sharing here.
So we are ready to talk about our goals. So what we're gonna achieve during this master. And for us, the most important thing is getting to know the contemporary photography language and understand how the language works nowadays and who are the key figures shaping the world of professional photography now. The second thing that we want to achieve is learn how images can work as a way of expression. So conveying ideas, emotion, concept, and really complex stories. The third thing is also related with all these layers is how to master visual storytelling to create a personal story, a personal narrative that is related with the next goal, that is developing a personal visual language. So finding your voice, your way to express through images. And then what we want to achieve, what we want to do during the master is giving you the possibility of develop a documentary photographic projects and find also a way to present it outside of the school. So what was saying Toni before, we're gonna end the program with something that can make you jump directly in the professional world of photography.
Okay, talk about the Labasad philosophy and the way we work here is all the pedagogical system is based on learning by doing, and here is a diagram or to make it in a visual way how it's going to be and how do we usually work, which can be applied to any photographical project. But first of all, we need to see. So the first picture will be the eye here, because we know there is a period when you fall in love with photography and you are photographing everything and you just shoot without thinking. And that's like a very initial part of becoming a photographer. But for masters and the kind of students we're looking for is people that has already gone through that and they're going to go to the next level. So to go to this next level, first of all, we have to see and learn by seeing. Then we have to think with all the things we have been seeing and develop a critical thinking about the topics and the images we have seen, and then we start shooting. So it's not something that comes at the beginning, but shooting is it's a process that comes after this thinking, after documentation, after having had some knowledge on the thing we're going to shoot. Then we have to edit the work, meaning that we're going to shoot a lot of images, and then we edit. We search for the best images or the images that can fit better for what we want to express or what we want to share. And then we need to pack this body of work, because nowadays everybody's taking photographs, and that's a fact. But how do we present a body of work, a bunch of images that really makes a difference? And we like to use this image of a seed, because it's a good metaphor, because a seed is a very compressed material in DNA that it can potentially develop a tree, but when it's a seed, it's so small and it's so condensed. But at the same time, the seed needs a structure to fly away or to move away from the plant or the tree that has developed that seed. So packaging that information is a very essential part also of our work. Nowadays, we need to do more than taking photographs. We have to take photographs, but at the same time, we have to know how to package those images and those photographs to make a project, to make a way to move the story. And then to make it visible, we have to share this seed and all this process we've been working. So we need channels to make other people see our work. So that's the last image before going back again into this circle, because this work that we've been producing and that we have created can be seen by other people who's going to use it for their own projects or their own process. So that's what's going to happen in the class pretty much, and during the whole year. You see, you learn, you think, you shoot, and then we edit, we check together this work, and we learn how to promote this work. So that's a bit the process we're going to follow during the whole year, and class by class, because work is going to be you're going to have assignments from one week to another, from one class to another. So that's a continuous way of working.
Thank you, Toni. This is really the core of the experience, and we're going to talk about that also later when we talk about all the subjects. But let's talk about who is this master made for. And it's a kind of wide range of candidates, but everybody has to have, let's say, a minimal but quite developed experience in photography. But what we are thinking when we build up this master was professional from creative visual field, such as advertising, designing, architecture, fashion, art designing, and set designer. We know how much photography is used in all this kind of field. We know how much sometimes this kind of professional want to get to know better photography and maybe move their professional to this side of the sector. The same things works for photojournalists or any kind of other photographer that want to go in depth in the field of new documentary photography and renew and give power to their practice through this program. We thought also about artists that are using the medium of photography and want to use photography as a medium as a language for their practice, or also postgraduate students in audiovisual, movie making, visual art, photography itself that want to make a master degree in the field. And also a mature photographer or self-taught or with some minimum courses that want to make a step forward in the field and prepare and have a photography portfolio that has a different deepness and strength that is in the field. That's what we think about. Of course, also all these can have different, can apply to different person, and so we are open to different kind of requests.
Okay, so now we're going to go through the study plan, and we're going to go deep into it. So you can see, like in the image, we're starting to get into the core of the master plan. So the master basically is divided in 4 modules. In the first module, we want to rethink contemporary documentary photography. So as I said before, we want to start thinking about what do we think or what we think that we know about contemporary photography. And in the first module, we want to start moving things in this direction. On the second module, we're going to get into straight into the contemporary documentary photography language and start shooting and start using our cameras to create this contemporary documentary language and do practices and assignments on this direction. In the third module, we're going to work on how to market our work and make a difference. As we say, this is the model we're going to talk how to get into the market. Which kind of market are we going to get in? How can we get in? How to play? Or which rules are in this market to be able to play there? Because and if you realize each model, it's like built one on top of the other one. Like we start rethinking, then we shoot, then we know how to market what we have been shooting already, and then on the last module, which is the number 4, we're going to put everything to work, everything that we've been learning during the whole year, the whole master, and to create a final project. Because one thing that it's interesting about the market and about the photography field, or that's my experience, is that it's good to have diplomas or to have papers that you can show that you've been going through courses and these kind of things. But what you will always be asked to get a job or to get into a project or program is a portfolio. It's what you've done before. So something that is really important for us is that you get out with a proper portfolio, with a proper way to show what you are able to do. So in this four model, we want to make sure in the second model you'll be shooting a lot and creating small assignments. But in the four model, we want to make sure that you put everything together and you end up with a strong and consistent body of work that will be your passport to this new market or to this new how to say, yeah, to the market basically, and have a strong body of work that can open doors to you. So in the first model about rethinking photography, we have some subjects there. We have a welcome class with Fiore and I that we will explain pretty much how we will be working and the dynamics of the master. And then we have two subjects. One is rethinking documentary photography, and the other one is expanding the boundaries of documentary photography, which are pretty much linked in the way that we start rethinking, like going through the concepts and the basis of documentary photography to realize that nowadays, I think it's a very interesting perspective that documentary photography is not just about photography, but it has many other ways it has been contaminated in a good sense with many other ways of expression. And we have to be aware of that and be able to learn from all these ways of expression. On the second model, we're going to work, as I said, straight on the documentary photography language, doing the small assignments based on the instructors or the practice of the instructors you will have. And basically, this new journalism will be like the first subject, because that's the way I like to think, that at the beginning was photojournalism, then we moved into working for magazines and making like storytelling in a very visual way, and then we move into documentary photography, like meaning that we need more complex approaches and more, as I said, other ways of expression in this new documentary or in the documentary photography. And now we are into the new documentary photography. So we're going to start with this new journalism, how to approach through a journalistic side into photography, but with the new media and the new possibilities. Then we work in conceptual documentary, like the importance of the point of view. How do which point of view we use when telling a story? How do we approach to others, to the stories, to create our own way of telling or our own visual assignment or essay? Then conceptual documentary, which is we're gonna think in a very conceptual way, and we get into the art or getting tools from the art world here, which is we have photography can show what we see with the eyes, but also can be used to think about the things we are surrounded about. So that's where conceptualism gets in. Then media and creativity. We're gonna work also about truth, facts, fiction, and imagination. That's a very contemporary practice that we are kind of like the boundaries between truth and fiction are getting blurred on documentary photography, and there are new tools that are allowed to be used to be able to understand better what we want to document. So that's a very interesting way of working and a very contemporary and innovative practice that you will go through. And then media and creativity. We have a masterclass here on media and creativity, and then to work with about new narratives and how to tell stories with all these different elements like using music, using performance, using installations, and other ways more than the two-dimensional image, but to use other ways to express. And that's pretty much the second model, which is quite strong, as you can see. And the third model is the one based on how to market our work and make a difference. We need to know and create a personality. I mean, nowadays we are photographers, artists, and pretty much everybody through social media. We can be seen as a personal brand. So it's interesting to see it that way, and to have a personal brand. First of all, we need to have a personality. So we'll have a very interesting subject here, just to realize how personality has to be before portfolio, or it will really help to create a portfolio, to develop or to get to know our own personality, because we all have a personality, but it's good to get aware of which is your personality and the potential of your personality to then create your own portfolios. On the second subject, we'll work from photographs to publications and exhibitions, meaning, and I'm talking here about the package and the seat I've been talking before, that we can create bodies of work, of images, but then we need to shape them in a more complex outcomes, which is a publication or an exhibition. So how to do that, and how to create this somehow products to be able to share our work. And then knowing the industry, as I said, which rules are used and which are the rules that are necessary to know to play in this field. So that's the third model. And the last module, I already said that, but we're gonna do this final project. We're gonna have almost 3 months of work to develop an idea and a project. And this project has to have all the layers that I've talked before, meaning that maybe using facts and fiction in this final project, being aware of the point of view, and developing this publication or this exhibition to have everything, to put everything together. You know, like we have the ideas, we create the images, and then we put everything together to be able to have a final product, to have something to share and show.
Yeah, so we are coming, and thank you, Toni. That was a great introduction to the plan. And yeah, you almost say everything, but we can now just go a little bit more inside what is the main uniqueness. The main thing of this master is that we build up the master around some of the most respected and innovative figures in contemporary documentary photography. So each instructor that we are going to present now is going to share his own unique expertise, practical experience, and invaluable insights in the field. And what we made with the team is asking them some of their secret, and so through their exercise, you're gonna have some tools that you're gonna keep yourself through all your professional practice. So getting back to the start, that's what we already said. We're gonna introduce and welcome all the group to the master, trying to explain more about the structure, the skills, and the goals that we are gonna achieve during the program. And this is me and Toni again, and we already presented ourselves. So I skip this and go to the first real class of the first module, that is led by John Uriarte, that is also part of the Spanish master. So it's one of the column together with Toni and Laia Abril of the school of the photography department of Labasad. John is an independent curator, is an artist and teacher, and an expert in photography and history of photography, and is going to share with the class a set of texts, and is going to, in a way, try to put the basis of what is contemporary documentary photography now, challenging probably all your knowledge about what documentary photography has been until now, and putting a lot of question and a lot of interesting concept that you're gonna use through all the master in your thinking of photography. So in a way, we are going through all these slides that Toni presented before about the methodology, and we are here in the thinking tank. So what is going to happen in the first module is giving you all the basis, all the question or the questioning that you're gonna use to build up your project after. And the other module of this first module, the other class is led by Aaron Schumann, and the name of the subject is Expanding the Boundaries of Documentary Photography. And as Toni already said, documentary photography now is something really different, involving a lot of different media. And Aaron, that is an artist, professional, and critic, is gonna set a series of practical exercise to expand the creativity of the student and get the critical vision of photographic language, what is photographic language today. The first class, the new journalism class of the second module, that, as Toni says, the core of shooting practice of the master, is led by Jack Latman. Jack is a really important artist, journalist, and lecturer at the University of West England, and is gonna teach the student how to work with contemporary journalistic approach, and is gonna give the students the first exercise in shooting. So it's a really important class. This is Gloria Oyarzabal is also a photographer and artist expert, and her class is called Conceptual Documentary, so the importance of point of view. And here, as Toni said before, is the important thing is to question the positioning of the photographer and the importance of the point of view when shooting, but also the importance of research and as a methodology before and while shooting. Gloria also is a really important artist and expert in the field of feminism and colonialism topics, as she has been working in deconstructing the Western imaginary imposed on Africa. So we are really happy to have all these professionals in the team. And the next one also, it's one of the most interesting artists at the moment, is Max Pinkers, and he's going to teach media and creativity, truth, fact, fiction, and imagination, dealing with the importance of questioning representation when we talk with documentary. So what is Pinkers dealing with is is the thinking on documentary photography that is not only dealing with external reality, but is a speculative process that also involve the mixing of reality, truth, fact, and fiction, so the building up of really complex narratives. And the next one is New Narratives and Contemporary Storytelling, is led by Laia. Laia is a multi-award winning artist and researcher. Her work is really important at the moment. Her work is focused on biopolitics and gender, and she will teach how to develop deeply personal and impactful visual narrative, but also how to build up a cross-media presentation that involve installation, books, film, archive, and any kind of mixed media that make your storytelling, your visual story more interesting and more contemporary. So we are at the end of the plan, and we are getting to the moment of disseminating your project. So what was also Toni telling me before is the importance of marketing and knowing yourself and the world of photography. So the first class of the third module, that is how to market our work and make a difference, is led by Eric Kessel. Eric Kessel is a global authority in creativity, in creative direction and photography. She is a curator and visual artist, and is made a really important work in vernacular photography, and is really one of the most important and powerful person in finding a way to present, a good way to present work. And what he's gonna do during this class is trying teaching the students how to find and enhance their personality, and to make them present in a really powerful way their portfolio and presentation. The second class of the how to market our work is taught by me, and is from photograph to publication and exhibition. So what I'm gonna share with you is what I'm normally doing as a professional. So the importance of dealing with a group of pictures and to find the best output for your project, and shape a project into a book or an exhibition. So how to build up best presentation for a book or a exhibition, to present your work to a public. And then we end this module with Marina Blanca. Marina is the director of exhibition at Fotografisca Berlin, and will provide an insider knowledge of the photography industry, and she will guide the student on how to approach galleries, festivals, and museums in a really effective way. Then there is the module 4. The module 4 is the master final project, and this lasts 8 weeks, and it's probably the most interesting ending part of the master, where the student can put together all the skills that and knowledge that they acquired during the master, and they can choose a thematical for their final project. And me and Toni are gonna work really closely to the group, ensuring that the students' ideas are fully realized and the work is gonna get ready for be presented to the professional work.
Okay, so now we're gonna share some works done from former students of the Spanish version of this master. Just to they haven't worked with all these instructors, but with other instructors and with the same values and with the same idea of developing contemporary photography documentary projects. And I will just show a few images of each project because we don't have that much time. But I think there you can get an idea of how we focus on photography. So this is a project called Chasing Dragons from Yago Soria, and is a student that he was traveling in China while he was um, doing the masters, and that's something very like or I really like from working online, that we can work with people from all over the world, and that we can be moving or we can be out of our own spaces while developing the master. So it really helps if you want to go to create the project in an area or in a country that you have to travel in. You can do it, and you can also give have all the feedback and have all and keep on with the masters. So Yago was working in China, and he realized that as an European, because he's from Spain, it made no sense to try to show again what China is. To create his own exercise of in China and in the photographic field. So what he did is try to learn a lot about the image of the dragon and what does the dragon means for the Chinese culture, and how it has changed from a very ancient and very respectful image to a very banal, and it can be find nowadays everywhere. So he created those diptychs. It was a fanzine at the end showing where the dragons can be found in China. And also using these kind of images like what is a dragon? It can be so many things while you are in China, probably. Then there's another project from a Mexican student called he's Victor Medina Gorosave, and it's called Persiana Americana. He's living near the fence between. He has always lived there. He's from there, between Mexico and the United States, and he works for Reuters as a photojournalist, and he has documented how people cross this border and how they go through this fence in a many different ways and a very journalistic approach. But he was looking for a way to show what does this fence mean to a Mexican and in another way. So he ended up with this idea, which I think is very brilliant, that when he was driving through the fence, he realized that at certain speed he could see what's on the other side, which is the United States, and what all the Latino people are trying to get, or this American dream. So he just captured with a slow uh, shutter speed this movement, and he you can see this American dream through this fence. And this is a very conceptual approach to a topic that we have seen many times in another ways of photography, but that's a very unique and very original way of showing this distance and this difference. Because at the end, what he's trying to do through photography is just show that the fence is something built uh, to separate one country from the other, but it's a human construction. I mean, it's just something that has been imposed to the people who live there. And as you can see, it's a very at the same time it's a very poetical and very plastical work. So we can talk about topics that are tough and contemporary at the same time, but in a very poetical and plastical way, which is another a very contemporary way to approach to this to these topics. And this is like the last one, I think. It's Presence of the Absent, but Marcela Landeros. She's also a Mexican. And she used, and that's to give an example that on contemporary documentary, contemporary photography is a very broad area that we can work on topics that are outside, as Victor did with the Persiana Americana, but at this or Iago with this idea of the dragons. But at the same time, we can also work on other topics or concepts that are dealing more with the inner side of being a human and the complexity of being human. And what she did for this project was to interview people who has some kind of traumas or difficulties, and then some kind of things that they need to solve, as I think we all have at some point. And she tried to find a way to express what he got on those interviews, which is also shown in the final project. But I'm not gonna show here just the photographs, but to put on an image all these feelings or these traumas they were talking about. And she did it through this manipulation of the image itself. And I think it's also like something very contemporary, that we allow ourselves to break the photographs or to make interventions on the images. It's not that the photograph is something sacred that we cannot touch and just put in a frame, but we can manipulate it to create another way of another kind of image. And it's a very, very interesting approach. So I think with these three projects, or three images of three projects, it's a very small taste of what we've been developing on this Spanish version of the new documentary photography. In Labasad, how do we approach the photography, like in a very broad way and a very creative and innovative perspective, dealing with this documentary side, which means we try to, that's a personal understanding of what's documentary, but trying to understand the world we live in, and through images and through the creation, relating with this world, and creating images that how we can share the feelings we have on this. So that's pretty much our presentation for the master.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fiorenza and Toni. It was super interesting. And
You're
thank
welcome.
you for sharing your expertise with us and for making this informative session about the online master in new documentary photography so insightful. And also a big thank you to all of you for joining us. We appreciate your time and interest. And remember, the applications for our master's program are now open. And if you have any questions or need more information, feel free to reach out to us at info@labasad.com. And we look forward to welcoming you soon, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.